If you press right trigger, he pulls out a gun and blows his fucking brains out.
No way.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
That's awesome.
Dude, it's fucking great.
That is awesome. They made some pretty good superhero games for that system, like that Batman one that you showed me.
Oh yeah, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. That's another good one.
That game looked amazing.
I haven't played Arkham Origins yet, and Arkham Knight looks fucking amazing, but I don't have an Xbox One, so can't play it.
Is that the one after 360?
Yeah.
Ah, right on.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck!
And Lord said unto thee, fuck! I need an X1.
And the Lord said, ooh, where's the chicken? I created a chicken, plays tic-tac-toe, never loses. He's famous, like me. Imagine if like Al Pacino was God.
Picture it.
That'd be great. Like comes down for an interview and whatnot. It's like have like Brian Williams like, tell me your no, that's more like Walter Cronkite, whatever. So let me ask you, what was Mary Magdalene really like? Great ass. Ooh, Let me tell you something. That girl had so much talent. Today, well, I don't know what she would do today, but I remember I put a lump of coal in her ass one night. She was kinky. Don't get me wrong. She's kinky as hell. And then the next morning, there's a fucking diamond in her ass.
You just combine Ferris Bueller with Al Pacino with some sort of weird sex fantasy I don't even want to think about. And somewhere in there, I think there was a chicken.
Something, yeah.
Your mind at work, sir.
The wheel's broken, the hamster's hung itself.
With tinsel, to be festive.
Yeah. There's Christmas lights all over it.
I don't know why, but that reminds me. There was this kid in high school that I went to high school with, and when we finally got lockers, he decorated his entire locker. Like, he put Christmas paper on the inside, lights, like all kinds of shit.
That's actually kind of cool.
You see this string of lockers, and they're all normal, and then there's this one in there that's, like, all decked out and shit. Like, what the fuck?
That's kind of cool, though. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It might have even played music. Like, I think he put a CD player in there with speakers or some shit. So you could play Christmas music or something.
That'd be great. Just opens it up. Fuck the police. What the fuck?
Sorry, wrong CD.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm telling you, man. I wasn't that creative in high school. Fuck, I kind of wish I was.
Me neither. Like I told you, I think in like the last podcast or one before, like when I had to draw that fucking comic strip, I had to draw, stick figures and have them raise their hands to tell who's speaking. Oh, yeah. Like I'm that pathetic of an artist, even as far back as high school.
Oh man. No, I just remember like writing classes in high school, and I was just like, God, this is. I was like Deadpool. I was like, this is so boring.
Well, it seems that like every class they want you to write to like a certain even creative writing classes. They want most of them anyway seem to want you to write to a certain formula or a certain like format or something, and it just kind of stifles the creativity because if you have to conform to this preset structure or something. You can't really be creative necessarily. I mean, you can, but it's a lot harder, obviously.
Yeah, which, in a way, I can kind of see, like, if they give out an assignment, like, okay, I want you guys to write an assignment. There's like 2 or 3 details I want you to have in your story. It's got to take place in this time. Have this and this. That. Then you can just go fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I did have one class that was pretty cool in college. That was a creative writing class.
I think we were in the same one, weren't we?
We might have been.
Oh
I
yeah,
forget
that's
who the teacher was, but it was like this like kind of short blonde lady,
yep,
kind of older.
yep. I remember her. I forget her name, but yeah, I think I remember getting like an A in that class or something like that. I remember Carolyn from TV13 was in our class, right?
Oh yeah, she was.
Yeah, so we were in the same class.
We were in the same class. That's
Motherfucker.
right. Because I remember like we were allowed to swear and stuff. I mean, she didn't like it, but we were allowed to.
Yeah, she's just like
As long as we wasn't like every other word.
Yeah.
You know.
And
I remember that one chick who kept writing about Henry Rollins.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like every fucking assignment was about Henry Rollins.
It's like, look, Henry Rollins is cool and whatnot, but you know, let's change it up a little bit here.
Fuck Black Flag, man. Sorry, but fuck Black Flag. Just not a fan, that's all.
Yeah. Like I remember that class for like two reasons. Number one, apparently she had gone to administration and asked for a pay raise and whatnot, and they basically told her no, fuck off, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So she was leaving the college. God damn it.
You gonna live?
No. Anyways, so the whole class was getting together to, they were going to bring in like cookies, brownies, and just like celebrate her last day there. And I remember I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be there. They're like, well, why not? Why not? I was like, taking the girlfriend to Hooters. And they're like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, dude, she wanted to go. She wants to go. Like,
this is what she wanted.
Like, you remember the saying, what baby wants, baby gets. Like, believe me, happy wife, happy life. It applies to girlfriends too, believe me.
It reminds me, like, Liz and I went to Stromboli's recently. It's a pizza joint in Billerica. And we go to leave, and Liz is like, did you give us rolls? And he's like, oh, yeah, they're in the bag. And he turns away, and she's like, oh, okay. He's like, I'll give you some more. She's like, no, that's all right. He's like, no, it's okay. And he opens the bag, gives her more rolls. He's like, you know what they say? Keep her happy.
That's a smart man.
Indeed.
But I also remember that class for another reason. You remember how at like the end of the year they would have the students like fill out a survey, like what did you think of this class and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
So I gave her good marks. She was a good teacher. She let us be creative. That's what the class was about. And there was like a section you could write in additional comments. I wrote one sentence. It was so fucking great. I was so proud of myself, and I was like, you know what? She's gonna see this, and she's probably gonna have a smile on her face. But all it says was, "You guys are losing a damn good teacher, you bastards."
Oh man.
I think, what was it? Like the last fucking straw for me to like say, you know what? Fuck that place was the language lab, but that was like probably like the second straw. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck else?
Dude, do you remember, we shot for TV13, we did a bunch of shows. You remember that business show with Eric Durart, I'm sure?
Vaguely, I remember it, sort of.
Do you remember, more importantly, who took it over?
No.
No, you don't remember that?
No.
Oh, well, there was this woman who came in, Maria, who replaced Eric as the show's host or whatever, and it just became so terrible. Like, she had no idea about business whatsoever, and like the conversations were just so asinine and unfocused and ridiculous.
When was this? Because I didn't start taking that class until senior year.
Well, I think the first year that I did it anyway, it was with Eric, and it was pretty good. Like the show, I mean, I'm not really into business or anything, but he seemed to know what he was talking about,
Right.
Then fucking Maria comes in, and I think that's when you had maybe joined in at that point. I don't know. I don't really remember the timeline. But fucking Maria took over the show, and as soon as she did, man, it like went to hell, because she was just like, so, you own your own business? Yeah. what's that like? And it's like, Jesus Christ, this show is like fucking chewing glass. Like, oh my God, this is painful to watch and film, like, tape. But, oh my God, like, it became so much worse. And what's so crazy is that, like, Eric Girard really knew, like, his shit. And he was, like, the head of the business, like, the business department or whatever, the way Larry was the head of the English department.
Yeah.
Apparently, she ended up firing Eric and taking his place.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's a little nugget I heard from Pete, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, there's another instance of a good teacher being, let go, basically, because there's another one there to, like, replace them, even though they suck.
Yeah, it's...
Like, it seems like Riv is a never-ending story of wasted resources.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they had that opportunity for the radio station, which they never did, which we talked about before.
Yeah, like, how far did it get? Because the way I remember it was, like, they had the plans, like, all drawn up. They had the, I forgot the guy's name. It was Mr. Simmons, I think?
Yeah, Bill Simmons.
Yeah, so they had Mr. Simmons draw up the fucking plans for this thing to take over the language lab, and it was going to be, like, a low-power radio station. He
may have even done a budget for them, too.
Yeah, I think, like, he drew up a whole plan for them, like, saying, like, look, this is what we're going to need, this is the equipment we're going to need, and it was going to be, like, a low-power radio station, and it would have been fucking awesome.
It would have.
And then they were like, well, we don't see how it would benefit all the other students.
Could you imagine, like, maybe our podcast would have started back then? I mean, we wouldn't have been able to swear and everything, but...
No, but
it would have been a version of it.
Yeah, but it would have been like a stepping stone. Like, I was excited about it. I was like, dude, this is going to be great.
Even if you do, that would have been really cool.
Maybe if you do, like, late night shows still, man. It's like you're getting your fucking feet wet.
Right. We still got to talk, by the way, off air about expanding our network, because I do think it would be awesome to get some new shows up.
Oh, believe me, I got some in the pipe work.
Oh, nice. Have you got some in the can?
No.
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 Just in the pipeline, but not necessarily in the can.
Right.
Hasn't quite shit him out yet.
In the poop chute. Let's just
in
say
the
that.
Poop chute.
We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I think I think I can tell you at least like one of them. You remember Nick from Wiffle Ball, right?
Yeah.
Like
you told me that he was going to do a show.
Yeah, he wants to start up his own podcast, but he's trying to save up money so he can get equipment. And I said, dude, if you want, just let me know. I'll fucking bring some equipment to you, man, and I'll record your fucking podcast and put them up on the web for you.
That'd be cool.
So he's like, oh, that'd be great, And he wants to do more of like a political show because he's like, that's what I'm into. And I'm just like, all right, man, it doesn't bother me as long as you don't fucking talk to me about it. I don't give a shit. But he's like, yeah, but he asked me if I wanted to be his guest on his first show, just do like an interview. And I was like, fuck yeah, all right.
Wait, I'm sorry, he said he wanted you to be?
Yeah, he wanted me to be his first interview.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, all right. I got no problem.
It's funny, though, because you're like, as long as you don't talk to me about it, he's like, well, you'll be my first guest. And you're like, oh, well.
Well, no, meaning like, don't talk to me about politics because I don't give a flying fuck.
Oh. So it's not going to be just politics that he talks about.
Right. He's like, I do want to change it up just so people are like, oh, is this going to be a political show? Is this going to be an interview? Is this going to be what? So I'm going to be his first interview. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it is going to happen. He's got to let me know like what his schedule's like so we can just go from there.
That's cool. Is it going to be like a regular thing, like for him, or?
I don't know. I think he wants to try it out first and just kind of see how that goes. Yeah.
It is kind of a weird experience, I will say. Like at first it was.
It was, but
But once you just get into the habit of just like talking,
Yeah.
It sort of becomes second nature.
It's almost like what Garth said in Wayne's World. It's like a new pair of underwear. At first it's constrictive, and then it becomes a part of you.
That is a great way to put it, actually.
It is. I'm just like,
it really is, man.
I'm just like, shit, that's a perfect analogy.
Oh, man.
So we got that going, and I talked to a few of my friends, and some of them haven't gotten back to me on it, but I was just like, dude, you guys want to do like a podcast where we go for like an hour to see who wins in a game of Cards Against Humanity. Now, for those that don't know, fucking Cards Against Humanity is probably the most offensive card game you could ever play in the world.
I was gonna say I'm not familiar with it, actually.
It is fucking awesome.
What's the premise?
The premise is, okay, so there's everybody starts off with a bunch of cards that are